Anin, hi, it's Giiwedin, and I want to show you the floating leaf stage of Minoman. This is just your reminder that the lands on which the United States of America is on have always been LGBTQ plus friendly. Bonjour! Hi, it's Giiwedin, and I'm here wading in the water at Bulk Club Lake. And I wanted to talk about the lake a little bit. I make TikTok videos and Instagram videos, cross-posted, so the same videos posted to both platforms. And over the course of 3 years, I've amassed about 500,000 followers, 500,000. And I mainly create content that's just educating people on Indigenous issues, on what it means to be Two-Spirit, and also having fun along the way. I'm Two-Spirit, and that is a contemporary term, but just because it's contemporary does not mean that the idea behind it or the concept of Two-Spirit is new. It's existed since Indigenous peoples have been here in the Americas, and we have historical evidence of that. A person that I point to who is Anishinaabe and frankly is a Minnesota icon is Oza Windib from the headwaters of the Mississippi, and I make a lot of videos about that, sharing that history, about how she, as in contemporary terms, in modern understanding, we would label her as a trans woman, but in our culture, Ojibwe culture, she was Agokwe and Ayakwe. And in Anishinaabe culture specifically, we have many ways of being, whether that's different gender identities or different orientations of people. So I'm specifically a Kwe-Wadiza, which is just someone who is a guy who is feminine. And that's the term that I most closely identify with. And I use that with people. But I will use the contemporary umbrella term of Two-Spirit because most people know what that is. My mom is just someone who was deep into activism, but that is also something that's very formative to the work that I do because my mom is just a strong Indigenous woman and I try to follow in her footsteps. Even though my voice is not very big in person, online I'm able to sort of step away from that and have a big voice, which I'm very thankful for. The first viral video that I had was on TikTok, and it was right at the start of the pandemic. So that was when a lot of people were rushing to TikTok because it was not a new app, but an app that a lot of people were joining because we are all holed up inside. And inside and also outside, out here, I was filming videos. So I would say it's half and half whether I plan out posts or I just do it like on a whim, whether that's talking about my two-spiritedness or about like Indigenous rights issues with like the past fight against Line 3 in northern Minnesota. That was something that I dedicated my whole platform to talking about and urging people to keep eyes on northern Minnesota with the construction of that tar sands pipeline that did ultimately go through and is operating. But to answer that question, it is like 50-50. Of course, for like Pride Month, I did Pride-specific content in terms of raising awareness about how there was and is acceptance in a lot of Native communities. I will definitely say that being a Two-Spirit influencer or educator has been difficult in the sense that it opens me up to a lot of speculation and hate. During Pride Month, I filmed a few videos that did go really viral, and I was strategic in that I knew that I would post these videos and they would do really well, upwards of 1 to 2 million views. And these were posted to Instagram. So I also posted to TikTok, but they went viral on Instagram. And that was mainly because of people who were homophobic or transphobic and decided to leave hundreds of unsavory comments, but amongst those hundreds of unsavory comments, there were also hundreds of lovely comments that were reaffirming and were accepting and showing that respect for the sacredness that it is being Two-Spirit and being able to see the world in different ways and have that agency that not a lot of people have access to or can do because living in a world as someone who is two-spirit, you kind of have to do things on your own terms, because the world is a little bit cruel to people who are outside of heteronormativity, and I found that within my life, outside of my family, because my family has been nothing but accepting, and I am very thankful for that. But going to a school where there was some racism, add on homophobia, it definitely gave me the tools to not pay any attention to those comments that I received being an Indigenous two-spirit influencer, and just ignoring them, essentially reading them, but not letting that get to me is something that I've had to really fortify within myself and work on. And I am there. Like I see comments and I'm just like, oh, I'll scroll past that. Oh, there's another one there that is very loving and is affirming and shows that I am a human being, because we're all human and we are worthy of respect.
Giiwedin is but one example of how influencers can use their platforms to share a wealth of knowledge. If you'd like to stay up to date on where Giiwedin is traveling, sharing, or teaching this week, make sure to like and follow him on Instagram and TikTok.